A space can be filled with beautiful furniture, curated textures, and perfect lighting, but the moment you introduce plants, everything shifts. The air feels softer. The design feels alive. The room begins to breathe. Modern interiors, often defined by clean lines and minimal palettes, can sometimes feel a little too controlled, a little too still. Plants change that. They add movement, depth, and an organic contrast that no manufactured object can replicate. They soften sharp edges, warm up cool tones, and introduce a sense of calm that is deeply human. In this video, we explore how to style modern interiors with plants in a way that feels intentional, elevated, and effortlessly beautiful. Not just placing greenery in a corner, but truly designing with it. Turning plants into living art, into sculptural elements, into the soul of the space itself. The language of green. In modern interiors, every element speaks. The lines of a chair, the texture of a rug, the way light travels across a surface, everything communicates a feeling. Plants enter this language not as decoration, but as emotion. They introduce a rhythm that breaks the predictability of straight lines. Where architecture is structured, plants are free. Where furniture is still, plants are alive. This contrast is what makes them so powerful. A single tall plant can redefine a corner, drawing the eye upward and adding height without heaviness. Smaller plants, when layered thoughtfully, create depth, softening the transitions between surfaces and materials. Green itself becomes a design tool. Deep greens feel grounding and sophisticated, while lighter greens feel fresh and uplifting. When placed against neutral palettes, whites, beiges, soft grays, the color becomes even more pronounced, almost glowing within the calmness of the space. Styling with plants is not about filling empty spots. It's about understanding where life is needed, where softness should interrupt structure. Sculpture in motion. Plants are not just greenery, they are living sculptures. Every leaf has a shape, every stem a direction, every plant a presence. Some stand tall and architectural, with strong vertical lines that echo modern design. Others cascade gently, softening edges and introducing movement. The beauty lies in contrast. A structured interior becomes more dynamic when paired with organic forms. Clean-lined furniture feels warmer when surrounded by softness. Hard surfaces feel balanced when something living rests beside them. Instead of thinking of plants as accessories, think of them as focal points. A large statement plant can anchor a space just as powerfully as a piece of art. It doesn't need to compete, it simply exists, and that presence is enough. Even the shadows of plants become part of the design. As light shifts throughout the day, leaves cast patterns that move across walls and floors, subtly transforming the space moment by moment. This is what makes plants unique. They are never static. They evolve, they grow, they respond, and in doing so, they bring interiors to life in a way nothing else can. Layers of life. A well-styled modern interior is never flat. It is layered, visually, emotionally, and spatially. Plants play a key role in creating these layers. Think of height. Tall plants draw the eye upward, medium plants fill the middle ground, and smaller plants create detail at lower levels. This variation creates a natural flow, guiding the eye through the space without effort. Then comes texture. Smooth leaves, glossy finishes, soft fronds, delicate stems, each adds a different tactile quality. When combined with materials like wood, stone, glass, and fabric, the result is a rich, multidimensional environment. Placement becomes an art in itself. A plant near a window interacts with light differently than one placed deeper within a room. A plant beside a sofa feels intimate, while one standing alone feels bold and sculptural. Negative space is just as important. Not every corner needs to be filled. Allowing plants room to breathe gives them presence. It makes each one feel intentional, not accidental. The goal is balance, not symmetry, but harmony, a quiet conversation between objects, materials, and living elements. The quiet luxury of nature. There is a certain kind of luxury that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't rely on excess or complexity. It is subtle, refined, and deeply calming. Plants embody this kind of luxury effortlessly. They don't need to be extravagant to be impactful. A simple arrangement, thoughtfully placed, can elevate an entire space. The key lies in restraint and intention. Choosing the right planter becomes part of the design story. Minimal ceramic pots, textured stone finishes, or soft matte surfaces all contribute to the overall aesthetic. The container should complement the plant, not overpower it. Color coordination matters. Neutral tones allow greenery to stand out, while darker tones create a more dramatic, moody atmosphere. The interplay between plant and vessel becomes a quiet design dialogue. Lighting enhances everything. Natural light brings out the vibrancy of leaves, while soft artificial lighting creates a warm, intimate glow in the evening. Shadows deepen, textures emerge, and the space feels layered and alive. In the end, styling with plants is less about decoration and more about atmosphere. It's about creating a space that feels grounded, serene, and connected to something beyond walls and objects. Living with intention. As plants become part of the interior, they begin to shape not just the space, but the way the space is lived in. There is a quiet mindfulness that comes with them. The act of watering, adjusting their position, noticing how they respond to light, it creates a connection between you and your environment. the space no longer feels static. It becomes interactive, responsive, alive. In modern interiors, where everything is often curated to perfection, plants introduce a sense of unpredictability. Leaves grow in unexpected directions, new shoots appear, colors shift subtly over time. And instead of disrupting the design, this evolution enhances it. This is where true styling happens, not in the initial placement, but in the ongoing relationship. Moving a plant slightly closer to the light, allowing it to stretch, giving it room to expand. These small adjustments create a dynamic interior that evolves naturally. Over time, the space begins to feel more personal. Less staged, more lived in. The balance between design and nature becomes effortless, almost instinctive. And that is the beauty of decorating with plants. It is not a finished look, it is a living experience. One that grows with you, softens your surroundings, and quietly transforms your home into something deeply connected, calm, and real. Styling modern interiors with plants is not about following rules, it's about feeling the space. It's about understanding how life, texture, and movement can transform something beautiful into something unforgettable. Plants remind us that design doesn't have to be rigid. That perfection isn't always the goal, that a space can evolve, breathe, and grow alongside us. As you begin to style your own interiors, think beyond placement. Think about presence. Think about balance. Think about how each element makes you feel. Because in the end, the most beautiful spaces are not just seen, they are experienced.